when it comes to commercial vehicles, car drive vans, panel vans, transits and that sort of thing, there are lots of different options from Ford and the French manufacturers and what have you, and they all do the job very well. When it comes to having something a little bit more comfortable with tax advantages, you could drive one of those, or you could drive the car that's behind me. My name is Paul. The car behind me is a 2021 new shape Land Rover Defender 110 MHEV D300. I'd like to show you around. So, as I say, this is a 2021 Land Rover Defender 110. It's a D300, so it's a 3-litre inline six cylinders with a turbocharger. It's a diesel, obviously. The HSE is the level of specification, so it's got a good level of specification, which I'll show you. It's in Fuji white, and we've made some subtle enhancements which gives this car quite a bit of presence. So if you're going to drive a van, if the van is a tax advantage for you and you'd much rather drive something interesting, something with a bit of power, something which is capable off-road, something which is going to get through deep. I mean, there's a lot of rain happening outside today. We seem to get more and more rain every year, but something that can handle terrain, something that can handle fording or deep puddles and that sort of thing. This is a lovely option. The 110, so you have the Defenders have a 110 as an option, there's a 90 as an option and a 130. Roughly speaking, the previous shape Defender was the 90, the 110 and the 130 related to the number of inches between that axle and that axle. So the 90-inch axle was a shorter wheelbase, the 110 was a longer wheelbase, and then the 130 was a longer wheelbase still. So rule of thumb is it's the length of the vehicle that determines whether it's a 90, 110 or a 130. The 110 has a nice quality of ride. The longer the wheelbase, the smoother the ride, as a rule of thumb. This particular car, as I say, it's in Fuji white. Let's look at the upgrades. So the upgrades, we have gloss black bonnet lettering, gloss black grille, gloss black lower apron, wide wheel arch kit. Now if you look at the arches, you can see they are wider than standard. The standard is pretty flat across here, and having them wider than standard is really good, because what we have on this car are these lovely gloss black 5-spoke alloy wheels. Now these are offset, they are more dished, so the wheels the outside of the wheel is further toward the outside of the car. So those wheel arch extensions aren't there just for looks. They actually cover the wheels. And we're just going to come this way as well. So having the wheels that fill out these wider wheel arches make this car look really cool. They make it drive nicely. It's a wider track because they sit slightly wider. And you can see here that unlike the standard fitment, these are dished. When I say dished, that means that this part is further in, the actual wheel is moved further out. And from the back, that gives you a really nice stance. The design of the wheel is just lovely. And we are sat on brand new, all the way around brand new Geolander All Terrain Tyres. They are brilliant in the wet, they're incredible on grass, on anything that's slippery, and they're not too noisy, so it's not like having a car with mud plugger tyres. They work in all sorts of different environments. Just coming back to the rest of the styling, so you can see the gloss black styling extends right away across the bottom of the rear bumper and the rear apron. Black light fittings, black handles, also on the doors there as well. The privacy glass and the black all the way around here. It's tied the whole thing in together to give you a nice attention to detail. You can see here that it says D300. Rather cool boot spoiler. But just looking all the way down the panels, you can see these gloss black mud flaps, side steps, makes getting in and out a lot more easy, especially if the suspension is raised. And it just looks a bit more aggressive. A nice car to have parked outside your house. Nice car to drive. Coming back to the black styling, the standard car has these in satin black, all upgraded to gloss black mirrors, as you can see, and the styling pack all the way across the top. So a very cool looking car. And the D300, the new D series straight six engines are a lot stronger, a lot more reliable and powerful than the V6s that they replaced. Just going to pop the thing open. The trademark tailgate, as you can see, and there we have the interior. So there's a bulkhead, which is a solid bulkhead there. It's held in by all the bolts down the side, and there are some down the bottom as well. We have seen people do a bulkhead delete, so depending on what you're using the van for, we've seen people put rear seats in them, all sorts of different applications for the back of this car. Somewhere to hang your shopping up. What we also have is air suspension. Now you can raise and lower it. There we go. So if you can see that, now the suspension is going up. So there are three different ride heights of this car. The standard ride height will give you a wading depth of 2'6". I've just pressed the button to increase the ride height. I've now got a lot of movement here. What that gives you is it gives you more ground clearance. So if you're clearing obstacles or you're going through water, and I think water is one of the main things that we're seeing at the moment, a lot of water on the roads, then you've got an awful lot more ground clearance. If you want to load things into it, or just have a lower ride height, you can just see that that's going down. I'm holding the camera absolutely still. You can see the car is dropping. That's dropped a hell of a long way. I mean, you can even hear the tyres moving on the concrete floor. So now the gap here is a hell of a lot lower, and the car now sits lower, so you can load things into the back a lot more easily, and it sits lower, so wind resistance is lower, all that sort of thing. So there we go. Moving to the inside, we can actually access through here as well. Stowage. In fact, I didn't show you, there's actually a same in the back. I'll just pop this. Now you've got a very good, solid and hard wearing mat there. You've got your tools and a bit more storage space under there as well. As you can see, access from the side. So it does have the doors that the standard SUV has, which is why so many people convert these to have rear seats. And as I say, we've done a bulkhead removal on these before. It's quite a versatile thing. So moving to the interior. So on the inside, and from the seats forward, this is an HSE Land Rover Defender. So the HSE comes with electric memory seats, blind spot monitor. So there's an orange light that comes on here when someone comes into your blind spot. Electric folding mirrors, Meridian sound system. The steps are now making it easier for me to get in and out. But here you can see as well the nice Land Rover mats. They're rubber. They're very good in terms of being hard wearing. Close the door. Good morning. So the key is in the car. I'm going to put my foot on the brake and I'm going to press the start button. And then the car leaps into life. The headlamps are self-leveling, so if you are carrying weight in the back, they go up and down. And then in the back, you can either look through that grate, and as you can see through there, the view isn't particularly great. So the ClearSight mirror engages the camera, and now we can see very clearly everything that's behind us. At the moment, there's a lot of cars. Cubby holes, cup holders, USB-C, USB, standard charging point, another USB-C charging point, multifunction steering wheel, which has one of my favourite functions, and that's the heated steering wheel. At this time of the year, as it starts to get cold, that is one of my favourite things. You can see here we've got these arrows. That means that we have radar assisted cruise control or active cruise control. So that means that the car will hold speed for you. If someone pulls out in front of you, going more slowly than you are, this car will recognise that, will slow down and keep pace with the car in front. You can close the gap or widen the gap between yourself and the car in front here, depending on your level of comfort. And you've got lane assist here as well. Automatic headlamps, automatic wipers, electric brake, and we're currently showing 40,552 miles. It's got a full Land Rover main dealer service history. This is a one owner car from new. Now I'm going to show you here, this is the climate control air conditioning, so you can adjust it for either side. So you can change the temperature at the turn of a dial, which is nice and easy, or you can press the button and you can now heat or cool the seats. So that is now cooling the seats, and that is now heating the seats. Now cooling the seats, we have this perforated leather surface, and the cooling of the seats blows cool air onto your backside, onto your lower back, and that makes driving an awful lot more comfortable if it's a boiling hot day. And yeah, you know. So we've also got the air suspension. So at the moment we're set low because that's what I did when I was at the back of the car, and I can now adjust that from the inside as well. I can now see the car going up, and I'm going to press it again because, as I say, it's got 3 different height settings. There we go. The front comes up first, and then the back. There we go, and I can hear the tyres moving because we're doing it while we're stationary. And now we're at the 2'11" wading height. So if I click on this button here and then go wade sensing, this car has a wade sensor. It says here, please do not exceed the limits, etc, etc, etc. I understand. Just click that. So now we have a maximum wading depth of 2'11". If I press the down button, you can now see that's telling us that the suspension is dropping again. That brings us to 2'9". So now we're in the midsection. If I press it again, it drops down further. Now we have the lowest ride height setting, which gives us 2'6". Now 2'6" is still a very good wade depth, so you've still got a good level of clearance underneath the bottom of the car. A lot better and a lot more than you ever would do with a standard panel van or a Transit or what have you. The four-wheel drive system, it's a Land Rover, so ultimately you know it's going to work. Land Rover has a reputation for having some of the best four-wheel drive systems in the world. I'm going to go back to the apps again here so we can see, although we've got big buttons here for the climate control, you can fine-tune your climate, fine-tune your seats. Here, this shows us that we have Android Auto and CarPlay. So if you have Android Auto or CarPlay on your phone, then it'll use that and it'll mirror what's on your phone. Alexa, and media, so it'll play from your phone or from DAB radio or what have you. So nice easy system to use. The gear change is a pistol grip, so I'll pull that lever here and I can pop it into reverse, and when I do so you can now see that that's now lit up, so now we're in reverse. So there are two cameras. The first camera is this one which points to the back of the car, and you can see here there's a lot of detail. That's a very clear camera. And then this one here is a camera which is the cameras all around the car, and that's called a 360-degree surround view camera. Now if it's raining like it is outside at the moment, and especially if it's raining and it's dark, that makes parking an awful lot easier than it would be if you didn't have it. And I'm going to turn the steering wheel now. If you look at these yellow lines on that yellow line, I'm going to turn to the left, and now you can see the projected arc there and arc here. That tells you where the car is going to go with the wheels at that particular angle, and I'm going to turn it around the other side and you can see. So in terms of parking and driving, that makes things easy. I'm going to press park and it goes straight back into park. So that is a very comfortable, these seats are incredibly comfortable. If you're going to have a commercial vehicle, in my mind, if you've got the means, why not have a really comfortable one? I'm going to press the start button, turn the engine back off. I can really hear that rain coming down outside, and I've got to say, if we live in I live in the country, we are in the country here. If there's any car that I could choose to drive, more gloss black. If there was any car I could choose to drive in weather like this, it would be one of these. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Please drop us an email or drop us a text or WhatsApp, or simply pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thank you for watching.